Hello again, it's Noob, and here we have a Swedish ROBUR lock. And can we just give a shout out to the key for having this really cool little keyhole symbol on it. I just really like that, nice chunky key as well. And this is actually not as hard by any means, but very similar to an Asa twin combi lock in that it has a top row pins, only 5, with like gin bottle spools in, and then a side bitting with a sidebar, and these pins need to be set. They all have false gates and true gates, and a very sharp sidebar, which hopefully we'll see if we can pick this and gut it. This particular lock has 2 pins on the side that need to be lifted very high, and they seem to want to drop down. As you pick one, the other one drops, and then you pick one, the other one drops. So it tends to be a bit of a fighter, this, and it is just those 2 middle pins there on the sidebar bitting. So this top section here on the right hand side, if you like, that is just the standard row of pins that you'd find in a standard pin tumbler. Then you have 4 cuts here, 1, 2, 3, 4, which apply to that side bitting, where you have these pins, which I'll show you later, which you need to lift. I can lift it with a dimple pick, actually, like that, and just lift those pins up and then fight with them until we finally get an open. Once we open it, we'll give it a gut, and I'll show you the very cool features that this lock has. I think this is used as a safe deposit box, safety deposit box lock, or a safe lock. It's pretty high security and a real fighter. So yeah, let's have some fun, stick it in a vise, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so we're in the vise, and just check that lock is nice and tight. Here is the key with its very nice bitting, sort of highs and lows and then mediums at the back. Seems to be working okay. That's a good sign. We have a top of the keyway turner in 1mm and a gem style pick. And the first thing to do is try to pick these pins at the side. Is that one or an? That seems like a 0.8. That's all 1.3. That's all 1.3. You've got to find the right tension tool for this one. What's this one? 1. That's the one. That's the badger. Right, here we go. That feels a lot nicer. That's 5 at the back. 4, 3, 2. Pin 1 at the front. All the way up, nice. Back to the back. 5, gave me a little click. 4, tiny click. Go back through. 2, little click there. Feels good. Try a bit lighter tension. 5, 4, 3 feels good. Oh, into that. I call it a false set. But I don't think it is. I'm just trying these first couple of pins. Pins 1 here, which is very high, and 2 to see whether I get any sort of that counter rotation feeling. I can't feel it, so it means that I think we're resting on the sidebar pins already. Okay, if that is the case, then we can go in with a dimple flag and try to pick these pins. Now, like I said, you can real fight these ones. 4 at the back there. 1, 2, 3. Nothing on 1, nothing on 2, 3, little something there, 1 little something, 2 now, because that is feeling good, but I had to just back off the tension, and I think I dropped a pin somewhere. 1 feels good. 2, oh, into what feels like a false set again, but I think what's happening is I'm now on pin 3 or something, so we'll just have to test this out. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we'll just test these top pins here. Oh, and we're open. Look at that. It just hit pin 2 and we're open. So I was caught, would you believe, on a spool. So pick those sidebar pins, caught on a spool, or T-pin or gin bottle spool, whatever you want to call it, and you can see there we have that open. Check that out. Look at this. Isn't that good? I don't know if you rotate it all the way around, all the pins will just spit out the bottom, so let's not try that. Put that device away. I'm going to keep this pinning mat here because these pins love to go everywhere, the little sidebar springs and everything. It's an absolute nightmare. I'm going to use one of the keys to lock this back up, and then we can actually, saying that, it's got a little cam piece at the back which only allows it to turn 90 degrees, so you probably couldn't dump the pins out if you have that cam piece on. If you didn't and you forgot, then you'd be in trouble. Why did I do that? Right, here we go. That was a surprisingly quick pick, actually. I have practiced at this lock tonight, probably 5 opens, I'd say, before I decided to get it on camera. So just bear that in mind. These locks aren't as easy as they look, and you know, us YouTube pickers, we do tend to at least try a couple of times with the lock before we stick it on camera. Here we go. Right. See if I can just grab that out and grab the sidebar as I do it. Really important, like that, otherwise it'll just spring out. It's got these tiny little sidebar springs, which I'll show you in a second. Oh, both of them came out there. They're teeny tiny. Okay, like this. Now if you look down there, these are the pins that ride that side bitting. Can you see that? And these, you probably can see that they have a mixture of, where's a hook? These quite deep false gates, and then these very deep and very sharp, you see that? True gates. And these really catch the sidebar. Why? Well, look at the sidebar. I'm going to leave this little springs there, but look at this sidebar. Can you see those teeth on it, or grooves, or I don't know what to call it, ribs here, here, and at the end there. And those are so small, a couple of tenths of a millimeter, and they will grab into the I'll put it in there, you'll see it'll just grab into those grooves. Oh, I'm already dropping a pin out. Oh, that's key pin 1. Let me just drop the key pins out. These are fun, but they're not like super special or anything. They're just I think nickel coated brass key pins. Very nice, very smooth. But there are some more secrets to show you on this, which is, look at the undercutting in the plug here. It's not threaded, I don't think. I think it's undercut. There's 2 little grooves in there. Why is that a problem? Well, let me just take the first driver pin out. Make sure these are the right way around. Yeah. Let me just take that first driver pin out here, and I'll show you what one looks like. Oh, it's just jumped up. This is what gave me that counter rotation. Look, it's a gin bottle spool. And these are designed to grab hold of these little serrations here, like that. So as you can imagine, the plug is turning into them, and it just grabs hold, and it makes it sort of drag and feel like a serrated T-pin as it moves up the plug as you set it. So really nice little security feature there. So let me just take out these sidebar pins if I can. They do have a heck of a spring on them, so make sure that I catch them. This is the 4th one, and it has its own little spring. Then the 3rd one, and it's a little spring, and the springs actually sit inside a little cup on the sidebar pins there. It's so easy to lose the springs on the sidebar and these little side pins, so just go careful and don't let them ping out all over the place, trust me. Okay, so yeah, you can see now, hopefully, if I take this and one of these, how sharp those little ridges are and how deep that even the false gates go in. So let me grab that. The false gates here are really deep and they catch really hard, but you can feel that true gate because it really goes in heavy. And actually, if you've got one pin in a deep false gate and then one pin in its true gate, it'd be really hard to back the tension off enough to move this into its true gate without dropping the pins next to it. So that's what makes it a particularly tough pick. I think I got lucky on that particular picking. So those are those wonderfully sharp side pins. Dump out the springs as well. Try and get everything on all in one go. Here's another, can you see that coming out? One of those little gin bottle pins. Whoa, it's very small, very cute. This is why I use that pinning mat, because these springs are tiny. The whole thing's full of tiny, stupid little springs. This is a pin, but it's more like a wafer. It's actually on a position which is a 0 lift, so you don't pick that pin. If you do, you're in trouble. Or you pick it like the smallest amount, should I say. It's almost 0 lift. Again, tap that out. And last but not least, I think it's just another little standard pin and a spring. Look at that. Right, there's nothing special about the Bible here. There's no threading or anything in there. Okay, so I just love that key with this little keyhole cut on it. It's lovely. Right, and there's all the pins. So it looks like we've got steel pins at the top, some gin bottle spools. We have some very short, almost wafer-like driver pins in standard in pin positions 3, 4 and 5. Looks like nickel, at least plated key pins, all standard in pin positions 1 to 5. Then you can see these beautifully serrated side pins and the sidebar, which is sprung. So sprung sidebar pins, sprung sidebar. Very cool lock. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I did enjoy learning how to pick this lock. If you did, leave me a like. If you have, if you think I deserve it, then please subscribe. It really helps my channel out. If you have any comments, leave them below. I do read them all and reply to as many as I can. Otherwise, all I can say is stay safe, happy picking, and I'll see you all next time.